Just moments ago tonight, Elon Musk, in an interview with Andrew Ross Sorkin at the New York Times Deal Book Summit, saying this to advertisers who've left X over his endorsement of anti-Semitic content.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f*** yourself. But go f*** yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is.
Seems pretty clear. Out front now, Dana Hull, Bloomberg senior reporter who covers Elon Musk. So, Dana, the New York Times reporting that this anti-Semitic post could possibly cost X up to $75 million in lost ad revenue this year. Meantime, Musk is warning that the advertising boycott could kill the company. He's not happy about it. It's fascinating for him to say that, of course, based on why the boycott happened.
Yeah, I mean, I think what you saw tonight at the Deal Book Summit was authentic Musk. I mean, he's angry about it, but he's not going to change his tune, and he's not going to change the way he operates just because advertisers are leaving the platform. And, you know, dropping F-bombs at a big summit like Deal Book is unusual for a CEO, but as we all know by now, Elon Musk is not your typical CEO by any stretch of the imagination.
No, certainly not. That is true. You know, he also talked about his recent trip to Israel, saying it was planned before the fallout, that it wasn't an apology tour. He did apologize, though, for the post, saying that of all the things he's written on X, it was the most foolish thing he'd ever said on the platform, likening it to handing a loaded gun to those who hate me, and arguably to those who are anti-Semitic, and saying he was quite sorry it wasn't his intention. Is this just trying to save face, or is that actually genuine?
You know, I think it's a mixture of both. I mean, we finally get this sort of quasi-apology, 2 weeks after the initial post that is still up on the platform. It has not been deleted. And, you know, I think that Musk is not always the most emotionally intelligent person. He's not always the best reader of the room. He tends to sort of shoot from the hip and say things without a filter, and that can backfire, which we've seen kind of throughout his career. But he, you know, this was the closest that we've seen him come to expressing regret and remorse for the way that his words were construed. I mean, you know, some advice would be maybe not tweet or not post, but he's obviously the owner of the platform, and that's his prerogative.
I don't know that was going to get through, especially because of what we saw yesterday, right? Supporting this Pizzagate, long debunked conspiracy theory, but supporting that as well. There are so many of these moments when you add them all up. I mean, it does raise a question: what is the future of X at this point, especially with advertisers fleeing in the numbers that we're seeing?
I think that Musk is really trying to pivot to a subscription model where he wants creators and people who, you know, want to be on X to pay for different levels of access. And he does not want to be beholden to advertisers. And this is sort of the wild irony here is that, you know, Musk created Tesla, this incredible force in the automotive industry, without relying on advertising at all. And then he bought this social media company that is heavily dependent on advertising. And I think that that's sort of a circle that he can't square.
Yeah. Listen, there's a lot there, and I'm glad that you're watching it so intently because you can translate a lot of it for me. Dana Hull, thank you for being with us tonight.